We've had Pizzagate.
Yes.
We've had Champagnegate on The Bachelor. We've had, we're moving into, there's going to be a Datagate.
Yeah, there's a Datagate.
I guarantee it. When
is.
politics gets involved, there's going to be a Datagate.
Well, we're having an interesting situation happen right now. So the Georgia Senate runoff is really big, and it's happening right this minute.
And I want to stipulate, I don't carry a political party.
Yeah, same.
At all. I don't know jack about politics. I just know how to bring out value in human beings.
Yeah,
that's about it, right?
I can't, personally, I can't lock myself into a party. So, I think that's most Americans. So I would say
Jason,
majority Americans.
That would be separative.
Yes.
It would be de-evolutionary to
Yeah.
do something like that. And it forces someone to be the other.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like political racism.
Yeah, exactly. And just to be able to say, well, I'm this, and so I agree with 100% of all this. Yeah.
Nonsense.
I'm
too flexible for that. I'm like Gumby.
So the Georgia Senate runoff is huge because it's going to decide whether the Republicans or Democrats who has the majority from this one Senate runoff.
Are you talking about in the House?
Yeah. So Georgia Senate runoff using predictive analytics and big data properly.
Okay.
Now this is that's the title, right? Now I want you to listen to the next sentence.
Using it properly.
Yes.
Okay.
But listen to
operative word.
So that title, pretty conservative, sounds great and stuff. Listen really close to this.
This is good. Yeah, please.
Are you ready?
Yeah, Alex Jones me on this.
Yes. Even though election modeling as it is currently practiced is broken, we remain firm believers in the overall power of big data and predictive analytics when done properly.
Can we stop for a second? Everything we've been telling the public, all of our polling is a broke system.
Yes.
We still use it.
Yes.
And we are believers. And the word believer is an operative word because belief says that you don't know the facts.
It's that televangelist.
Yeah, it's the televangelist. And they tell you how to think.
or Fox News televangelist.
Yeah, and we're like, wow, we really feel that big data is going to solve polling. Having swaths of data does not solve your broken political system.
Especially if you run it through a pollster's mentality. So, because you can make data, as well as I, this is simple. I can make data say whatever I want. We were just looking at data for TARTLE with age groups.
With age groups.
Right, and saying who signs up the most.
And we'll tell everybody, our age bracket for majority
like
of our users run from 18 to 35.
And that had some most conversions. Now, we can manipulate that all we want. We could turn around and say, well, the conversions of the 18-year-olds, they're only 18 and they really don't matter and they're more susceptible, and somebody that's 45, that 45-year-old is worth far more.
Yeah.
And then we could get into lifetime value of how many packets are sold per age group.
Yeah, exactly. And then
we could shift it however we want.
Yeah, and we can pitch that story however.
And that's what these two parties
are doing.
Yes.
So if you really want to evolve politics, if you want to really evolve polling and policy research, politics, those people are put in place to speak for the people.
Yes.
So if you're using a broken system that you're saying is representative of the people, red flag.
Yes.
If you're putting policies together on a broken system, another red flag. The way to fix that is to go and discuss or purchase data directly from the individuals.
Yes.
Not aggregate polling centers or any of that other crap. I'm talking about you can have a direct data connection with all of the people in the United States while they're at home, in the office, on the subway, name it.
This is how it's so fucked up. Pardon my French, but that's what it is.
Beep.
This is how bad it is. They are looking at, the pollsters were looking at when they're getting data, collecting data. In this article I was reading, they were getting data off of shopping patterns and deciding if they were Republican or Democrat. There is no way in hell, bro. There is no way in hell that they could take my shopping data and say that I'm this or that. My shopping data is so screwed up.
I think one of a pertinent example is, did that gentleman go in Cabela's? I know he's a right winger. What I mean?
Why is the guy going into Cabela's has a Prius?
Yeah,
and then he walks out with a gun.
Yeah, I go to Cabela's, and I got, my Subaru with all the rugged tires on it. I did have long hair, and I just go waltzing in, and they're like, "Well, what are you gonna get?" Well, I don't know. Maybe I like looking at the weaponry.
Yeah, or you were looking at a bow.
Yeah, I was looking at a bow.
And you don't even hunt, but you like to shoot archery.
I just like to shoot archery. So what do you think? I'm going to go out there and start knocking down some deer, some big elk?
Yeah, so it's like, well, nope. Yeah, so here's a guy going into Bella's looking at a bow that drives a green Subaru for us, and now you're going to try to label him.
And I got two
I
got two cattle dogs in the back. Am I a farmer?
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Not a chance. Do I have any cattle? No, but I do love them. You know,
you can't go off of shopping data. That's what they were going off of.
What a ridiculous algorithm to go through and say, oh, this is defining how a person is. Stop defining people without having a direct connection to that person.
Yeah, so this is interesting. We believe this silence, because they're talking about
believe. I can't stand the word believe.
They're talking about this Senate runoff that's really important right now in Georgia, but these pollsters and data scientists are all being silent right now.
Why does pollster just sound like like a nasty negative thing?
Yeah, and there's only a percentage of it actually is. The silence is especially shocking given that the Senate majority hangs in the balance, so it's the Senate. We believe this silence reflects a larger reality that people have given up on the polls and that the loser in the election for many was neither Trump nor Biden, but data science, and particularly the field of social data science.
That's the
loser, they're saying.
That's the loser. Social data science is the key driver of everything. You know what the loser was? Their ability to facilitate proper social data science.
Yes.
Why? Because they're not using the proper avenue. There's one avenue to do something like that. It's not sending a hard piece of mail to someone.
Right.
That's at an address that they're no longer at. Okay. It's not doing something in a newspaper. It's not putting an advertisement on TV.
But you're not understanding the sentiment of the people. When you look at Trump and Clinton, the reason Trump got
and Clinton.
Remember when it was Trump, Clinton, 2016?
Back in the day.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So there was an underlying, and we all know this. Everyone knows this. The polls got it all wrong then.
They had
Clinton as a landslide.
But
everybody knows there was something up. Everybody knows this. I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican. Everybody was like, there's something kind of suspicious about Hillary. I just she didn't resonate with
the people. And her policies didn't resonate with them because she never connected with them.
And they're like, well, I saw this guy. He's kind of an asshole, but he seems like a business guy. So
let's try him.
Yeah, that's what happened.
But they had no idea. And you know what kills me on CNN from a data aspect? They're showing like the electoral votes, and it says 22% accurate. I'm sorry, what? You have 22% accuracy across the United States. We don't have a proper system involved. With TARTLE, you're going to know exactly who's going to get voted before even one person goes into a voting booth.
Yes.
That's changing political research.
Yes.
If you're trying to institute a policy that's going to affect a lot of people, ask the people before you institute that policy or before you say something stupid on TV, right? You don't want...
Yeah, and they say this... for the general public, at least, the consequences of being off are substantially less problematic than being off by a lot. We disagree. So this is the Jerusalem Post that says this. We disagree. Accurately taking the nation's temperature from a small sample is important to the smooth working of democracy.
Small sample? It is so ridiculous. We are so interconnected.
Right.
When you say, I only need to take a small population sample to represent everyone, bad idea.
Yes.
Represent everybody and have them, sample everybody and have them represent themselves.
Yeah, predictive analysis with small samples, you're going to be at 22% then.
You're going to be at 22%. Stop. Yes. How many times do you and I have to say, stop guessing?
Yes,
If we're all trying to elevate each other, elevate politics, elevate research, data science, social data science,
right,
that requires everybody's collective effort.
Well, I mean, not only that, you are looking at misallocated donations, you're looking at...
misallocated advertisement funding.
Yeah, then that's a huge one. What if you're in an area, let's say you're in the Hamptons and it's primarily blue, but you take a small section, and so now with COVID, here's what's happened. A lot of wealthy people have purchased or are leasing homes in the Hamptons and got out of the city.
Yeah,
they're temporary. They're not residents of Hampton, but you're a local official and you do a small poll. Next thing you know, you're getting wrong aggregated data.
It's completely inaccurate. Yeah, you want to know why? Because you didn't know the behaviors of people.
Yes,
and you didn't purchase the data from them directly to understand what's going on.
Are you a longtime resident of the Hamptons? How long have you owned your home for?
Are you permanent, temporary? Yes. Where's your home? How much you spend on it? There's so many things.
Okay, you don't qualify for this.
Great.
Next, you do. Okay, there we go.
Think about how efficient all of our efforts become.
Yes.
And democracy is inefficient because we have a bad job of aggregating people's voices and, views, even though it's designed to be slow and inefficient, you can make everything else efficient around it in terms of what decisions should be made.
Right.
You don't have to speedily make the decision, but at least you can lead yourself in a proper direction that aligns with the United States as a collective.
Have you voted in the last 3 elections?
No. Why did you go out and vote in this one?
Yes.
These are
like
so
easy. Yeah.
That why is so
We talked about
important.
that. We talked about that yesterday. The why.
Yeah. If you don't have the why, you don't know.
Right.
And why is the real reason.
Yeah. And there's a great TED Talk by Simon Sinek.
Start with why.
Yeah. Start with why. And I think if you're a business leader, you need to watch that if you haven't, or if you haven't read that book.
Well, it's hysterical because, he does a TED Talk and he writes a book on it, and it's just so freaking obvious.
Right. Yeah.
When I talk to other business individuals, I'll ask them why. It's like, why are you interested?
Right.
Why do you want to do this? What's driving you? Once you get the whys, then you can go the what, the where, and the how.
Right.
That's the real juice of the matter,
Right.
Or even of yourself, you have your own self-reflection. Like, why am I doing what I'm doing? I don't know. I'm confused.
Yeah. It's extremely simple if you can answer the why.
Yeah. Answer the why. And a why can be answered for all 330 million Americans.
Yes.
At TARTLE.co. So if you want to be on the bleeding edge as a politician or political research, the only way you can do that is by using TARTLE. You're not going to use it with Qualtrics, YourSurvey.com, newspapers, advertisements on TV, or calling people to ask them what their flavor is.
Yes.
Right? Or sending them some sort of hard mailing. It just doesn't work. And if you want to do it efficiently at an extremely low cost for a lot of people, TARTLE.co.
TARTLE.co. TRTLE.co.
Thank you.
There we go. Thanks, Alex.